Welcome to the IVM Podcast Network.
TFG Football is an IVM production, and you can also check out their other awesome shows like The Seen and the Unseen, hosted by Amit Verma, where he discusses topics related to economic policies and its impact on our society.
You're listening to TFG Football.
Hey everyone, this is your new host just for today. It's Kevin, and joining me from not very far, just close to Chiranjeev's hometown, that's Kolkata. And Chiranjeev...
Not Kolkata at all. It's Purulia.
So very close to Purulia. He's at Kolkata right now, and he's joining us. It's just two of us in the show today. So Chiranjeev, what's up?
Yeah. It's fine, man. The entire, just got here from Aizawl, so just enjoying the, blissful, blistering summer that's happening in Bengal. More than 40 degrees temperature, humidity, everything. And nothing seems to be going right for anybody. So,
except for Aizawl.
Aizawl FC, yeah. For now, they are at the top of the world. Let's see if they stay there after Sunday.
All right. So then, starting off today's first topic, we'll talk about Subrata Pal. We did mention yesterday that he failed his dope test, and he claims his innocence, and he wants to go ahead and get the sample B tested. So what can we expect from this test?
I don't know how much of a pragmatic move this is, because he comes out and explains why he has been tested positive, right? And we talked about how we mentioned how sometimes people just take medicine, all these athletes, and because the doctors that are prescribing those medicines, they don't know that those medicines sometimes contain banned substances, and that's how the athletes get screwed. It seems like, or at least Subrata Pal is claiming, that this is what has happened. He had taken this medicine called terbutaline. Okay, and that is because he has been having breathing difficulties for the last few months. And
So is that the medicine or is that the banned substance that's
No, it's the name of the medicine. It's a cough medicine basically. So 2010 is when the World Anti-Doping Agency was it enlisted it as a banned drug because it had some banned substances in it. So the very the part that's disappointing about this story is that, Subrata Pal has said that he actually informed one of the doctors working with the Indian national team when he took the medicine. Okay. And seriously, like, why would a really good doctor, I think the doctor in question is called Srijit Kamal, you are working with the Indian national team, so that person should be like super qualified and super updated in how to check and clear medicines and particular drugs when they're assigned to a player. If it is true what Subrata is saying, that he informed the national team doctor that I am taking this particular medicine, this I think I don't know exact details, but the World Anti-Doping Agency is supposed to have a searchable database, which is updated online every time new drugs are added to the banned list or taken off of it. It's there. It's supposed to be. You just go to that website or the database and you type in whatever medicine that you are looking at, and you get an idea whether that's banned or okay to take.
I think a part of the responsibility is also on the doctors. I think it's more of a doctor responsibility than the players himself.
Exactly. The player doesn't know which medicines are cleared by World Anti-Doping Agency or not. And that's the doctor's job. The doctor should tell them. The moment he said, Subrata Pal went to Mr. Srijit Kamal and said, I'm going to take this drug, whoever has prescribed it to me because I have this problem. You can simply just search and let them know that, okay, whether that's, fine to take or not. It's part of that person's job to make sure every piece of medicine or whatever the players are eating or taking is perfectly 100% clear. But that did not happen. Then he goes off to Cambodia, and then the NADA dope test, it catches him. And now that he's if he has come out and said that this is how it has happened, then we can assume that the B sample will probably test positive. Okay, and now if Subrata Pal is going for a B test, I don't know how that will help him.
I think what the part of the procedure also requires you to submit any prescription that might contain the drug. So I suppose this was either missed completely, or there has to be a gap that has gone by in this procedure.
Yeah. So what he had to do was, like, if a player is physically sick or something like that, and that player maybe there's a sickness and you really need that drug. Okay, you really need to take that particular medicine, and that medicine has a banned substance. But you can't put your health and well-being ahead of you can't just not take a medicine when you really need it just because it has a banned substance, right? So for humanitarian reasons, what the procedure allows is that the player has to let the anti-doping agency know that, okay, this is the problem I have and this is the drug I'm taking. So that notification or that information has to be submitted to the anti-doping agency first, which in this case did not happen because Subrata Pal had no idea that terbutaline contained a banned substance.
Yeah.
Okay, and that again comes back. If Subrata Pal's version of events is correct, the responsibility once again falls on that doctor who was consulted, the national team doctor. So,
So Chiranjit, how do we look at this further? Let's say the sample do test positive again, the second sample. So the severity of the punishment just increases?
Yeah, it does. And that's why I don't understand why they want to go ahead with a B sample test. If they know that this is the reason that is happening, first thing, I don't know who's advising him. I'm pretty sure they know more than me. But it seems like, from what information we are getting in the media, is that the best way to deal with it is to just go and say, okay, this is what has happened. And, please, it was not my responsibility. So please lighten the sentence.
Yeah.
Okay, and that way you can get if you get a 2-year ban, I think that may be the standard case. And because you behaved well and you just owned up to your responsibility or whatever, it can get cut down. Like Maria Sharapova.
Yeah.
It got cut down to 15 months.
Right.
So same thing could have happened. But if you go ahead with the B test, then the punishment may be up to 4 years suspension, and that might end his career.
Because this is just going for sample B is just challenging the decision, instead of clarifying.
Yeah. That's what it is. That's what I mean. It may not be the case. Of course, if you're an athlete who does not think you did something wrong, and suddenly this has put your career in jeopardy, you want a further confirmation. Or whatever. I don't know all the reasonings that they're applying here, but you want to make sure that there is some chance of redemption, that some way this will go away, because however this turns out, it already puts a big dent on Subrata Pal's career.
It is.
Right? He did not play in the match against Bengaluru FC. There is a good chance he will not play in the last I-League game. There's a good chance his season is over, no matter how much how this turns out, and next season he may not get a club because of this.
Yeah.
So that's a huge, a major problem, because you only have so many years as a footballer, and you lose a season because of this doping allegation or whatever punishment you receive. That's financial setback, and when you're coming back, you will once again have to start from scratch and prove that you're still out there. You can still perform at that level,
right?
And that's tough for anybody to do. Nobody wants that to happen to them. And if Subrata Pal is not responsible if what he's saying is true, he notified a national team doctor who said, yeah, go ahead, and did not immediately check that medicine and inform Subrata that, okay, you're doing this might be dangerous for you. Then that doctor should face the consequences more than Subrata Pal.
Right. Yeah.
But again, this is what she said right now, and we have to follow the procedure, how this turns out through at the end. But let's just hope, there may be a fairy tale ending here where the beat sample just tests negative and Subrata Pal is let off the hook.
Yeah.
I don't know how if they have already pinned down the particular drug which is causing this, then I don't know how you can just sit here and expect the B sample to suddenly come out clean now.
Actually, this the move really seems to be not the best one that Subrata and even the doctor who's gone for this, because it's most likely going to be affecting Subrata more than the doctor, because he's reached at the career stage where he has taken all the limelight, and he's at a stage where he can finish his career on a high. But this really puts down all the efforts that he's put on, all the honest effort that he has given to the teams and the clubs and the nation that he's playing for. But also part of me believes that since he might be a first time offender, so the punishment might not be as harsh as in other cases.
Let's just say he's not going to get 4 years. Okay, but what if he gets 2 years? That's a big damage as well.
Yeah.
Even 1 year is a big damage. He loses season.
Yeah,
that's like getting injured.
Yes.
Majorly.
So the main problem lies over here for his national team call-up, because he's no more a first-choice keeper. Considering I-League, DSK, yes, he's been there under the bar for most of the time, and even ISL. So he was expected to be playing for most of the games for Northeast United. So that is the immediate damage that is going to happen to him. The national call-up is anyways too far away from his grip now.
Yeah, pretty much. Somebody else might step up to his plate, but it was always that extra security. Even if Gurpreet is playing, God forbid something happens, Gurpreet can play in a match. You want to see Subrata Pal to be there.
Because out of the other three keepers, Amrinder was not as big experience as the other Subrata and Sandhu. So
and Devjit is not getting called up, so. It's all a major mess right now.
All right, so we'll keep you updated if any news breaks in about the sample P test coming in. So another news that really shocked us was Anwar Ali being hospitalized right after practice yesterday. And he was recuperating from his heart attack that we were told that he went through, and hopefully he's stabilized right now. So was this right after practice, Chiranjit?
Yeah, it was right after practice. He was going back to his flat on a car. I think he was with another East Bengal player. That's why the symptoms were spotted very early, and he was rushed to a hospital by EM bypass. And immediately he was admitted to ICU. There were tests done. He was given treatment, which happened thankfully very fast. And the tests came clean. There's nothing too worrying about it. But he has suffered a heart attack, which just makes you wonder. He's 32 years old. He's a top division athlete. He's represented India 16 times. He's a top class football player. And he takes care of himself. He's supposed to be like one of the fittest, healthiest individuals out there. Suddenly way higher than us regular folk. So if he's getting a heart attack at 32, where are we?
Yeah.
How safe are we? Like tomorrow maybe like just suddenly, just going for a run, coming back, suddenly chest pain and boom, gone. This is just such a bizarre, world we're living in right now, where younger and younger people are getting heart attacks, and even top division athletes.
Really? So this really is like a wake-up call for everybody and all the athletes, even though there's top-class treatment available on the pitch, even on the matches. So this happens not on a match day, it happens on a practice day. how important it becomes.
It happens in match days as well, like Fabrice Muamba, remember him, just collapsed during an FA Cup match.
Yeah.
And, he was, that was even worse. He was like dead for 30-40 minutes. They had to resuscitate him. And Junior, again, heart problem. And what a cruel coincidence that the same day Subrata Pal gets, that thing, just news breaks and suddenly another heart attack incident happens, obviously off the pitch, but right after practice to another footballer. Seriously, I think it's getting more and more important that clubs provide more and more health.
Yeah, medical assistance also has to be present immediately.
Cramped up. I think like some I think in some other disciplines like rugby or MMA, which is much more involves a lot more physical contact. They have like doctor checkups in some places. Checkups and different kind of treatment procedures after every practice session, because your body goes through a lot of wear and tear. While football is not seen as that dangerous to the body, the players are not given that kind of attention. Every time they go out and sweat it out and go into tackles and just basically put themselves out there. They put their body and health out there every time they play. And that may even happen during practice sessions.
Yeah.
So, I think it's time football is taken more seriously, and every club just amps up the entire, whatever you call it, the whole support system, medical support system that they have at the club, around first team, around the academy squads, around everybody. Because if there was a mandatory heartbeat check or whatever it was, maybe it could have been spotted earlier.
Yeah.
And how early you spot it greatly minimizes the risk.
Right. So we are talking about the National League over here, and we heard reports about a lower division match in Bangalore somewhere that another player collapsed on the pitch. So that really puts everything in the spotlight again. Are the medical facilities right up in order and available at immediate requirement? So we start off from the topmost and we move towards lower, because we have a World Cup coming up. We don't want such circumstances to come up or crop up and get a bad image to the country. So let's hope that this really serves as something that is a reminder that medical assistance is always has to be handy for, be it practice or be the high level matches or anywhere.
Yeah.
And we also hear about officials who are also part of the game, not just players. They also undergo tests. They also have to be keeping up to the standards that the league requires. So we hope, along with the players, attention is also given to the officials.
It has to be, and because look, even if you're not playing, you still go through a lot of tension during a match.
Right.
Okay, because if you remember, 2014-15 season ka league decider Bengaluru FC versus Mohun Bagan, there were 3-4 incidents of heart attacks of people who were watching that game. Okay, in Kolkata. And so these kind of things happen. People feel very deeply about matches, and even if they are not out there, they may be partaking in the whole stress of a particular game. But again, that's a very different issue, of how people react to football and how people who are around the game but not directly participating in it get physically and mentally affected by it. But we are talking about a player here, a player who should be taken care of at all times by the clubs. I'm pretty sure they reacted here in this case as fast as they could. There's no fault there. But maybe we need to, take a look at what kind of medical facilities are available at clubs themselves, what first aid facilities are available. Is there, how far is an ambulance if a player gets seriously injured during a practice?
Right.
It happens in a match day. On a match day at top division, you have maybe even 2 ambulances are always there at pitch side.
Yeah.
To take care of any emergency that might arise. But what if it happens during a practice? How long will the ambulance take to reach? So yeah, all these things that need to be worked out. Maybe the club licensing terms should be updated to include an ambulance at a club during every single practice session or something like that. I don't know if that could have prevented this or not, if the symptoms could have been spotted earlier or not. We only have so much detail, but we'll see how this works out.
Yeah.
Whether this affects any change.
Yeah, so we turn our attention to the main match that Shillong will be taking on Aizawl. So things are warming up already, and it's great to see AIFF stepping up to make sure that fair play is in place. And for that reason, the step that AIFF really, you have to commend that they have taken notice of this high-profile game and what is at stake, and they've sent their integrity officer by the name Javed Siraj to Shillong, and that's already a mandate that is in place. But what's different about this news is the officer would be going to Shillong a day prior to the normal scheduled visit to the match day. And to talk about that, Chiranjit, can you take us through this?
No, well, they just, I don't know if this will have much of an effect, and this is in the end needed. Of course, we are hearing, because the situation is that if Shillong Lajong can beat Aizawl FC, only then Mohun Bagan have a chance to win the league by beating Chennai City. So now many people are, I think pointlessly trying to spread rumors that, Shillong Lajong will play easy, and let Aizawl FC take the league because they want a team from Northeast to win the league. But I don't really think that's the case. Shillong Lajong is a pioneer of football in Northeast. They play for pride in every game. The players are very professional and they all want their own team to win. I don't really think they will go easy on Aizawl FC for any reason. Yeah. Okay, because Aizawl FC is kind of stealing their thunder if you think about it. Shillong Lajong has been around forever. They have been trying hard and spreading the football throughout the region much more than Aizawl FC have done. They have gone out to Mizoram, they've gone out to Manipur, other states. Even in Assam, they have a lot of grassroots and outreach presence on behalf of Shillong Lajong. But Aizawl FC suddenly come in, and in the second season at the top division, everything falls into place, and suddenly they're winning the league. And Shillong Lajong, what the hell? The best we have to show for ourselves is like a sixth finish in the I-League. So they will want to finish as high as possible. They will hope for Bengaluru FC to screw up on the last weekend and take the fourth place, because again that will be a big achievement for them. And fourth place has prize money as well. So that's what Stangbor Singto was saying, that there is no question of us going easy on Aizawl FC. We want to win. We don't care who's going to win the league or not. We are here to just stand up to our own fans. And obviously, it's what kind of a feeling you get that somebody comes to your house and takes the league. Yeah. Right? Because I would never, as a Mohun Bagan fan, I would never want that to happen. Just somebody comes and beats us to win the league. Like, why would we be that footnote in someone else's history? So, obviously, Shillong Lajong will play for pride. There's immense pride at stake here. It's a quote-unquote derby, although it's like, 170-80 kilometers away from each other, these two cities. But, you have the derby vibe. Lots of Mizos live in Shillong. A lot of them are traveling as well. We might even see like 70%, 30% break in the attendance. Hopefully it will be a house full because the occasion is so immense. Yeah. Right? It's a title decider game. So, yeah. And Shillong Lajong have a chance to just make a grand show and steal the stage from Aizawl FC. Yes. Just go out there, give their own fans to have something to be happy about. Yeah, rather than the opponent fans who are visiting. Yeah. So hopefully we see a fair game, and that's always an expectation to have goals and entertainment, and at the end, may the best team win, as we always keep saying.
All right. On that note, that's a wrap for today's show. And tune in to TFG Football for all the latest happenings in football, Indian football. And we will keep you updated about the stories that we talked about today. You can catch up with Chiranjit Oja as Chiranjit Oja on Twitter, me as Boza_Kevin. And we'll keep you updated about the latest happenings. Do download this awesome app called IVM Podcast to catch up on other platforms as the Audio Boom, SoundCloud, and various other major podcasting apps. And do let us know via comments what do you think about all the stories that we talked about today.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking. Sorry to say, but there's been a slight delay due to the apocalypse having suddenly begun. As you can see, there's death, destruction, and chaos taking place all around us. But don't you worry, food and drinks will be served shortly, and I would recommend checking out
IVM Podcasts
to get some of your favorite Indian podcasts. We'll keep you going till this whole thing blows over. Thank you.